Howdy YouTube subscribers and friends and newcomers and just passerbys. Week to week we do, for those of you who have just joined us and for those of you who are already with us, this is a pretty standard greeting and it's a pretty common subject. But week to week, okay, there are some things in life that people just kind of let go of. And it makes life kind of difficult and challenging when you don't remember these things. And you don't keep these things with you a while. And the frustrating thing is when you just think everything is fine and it's really not. It can really upset and it can really hurt not only you, but the people that are around you, the people that are with you. So with that being said, this is going to be this week's TTW, and this week's TTW, we're going to talk a little bit about respect. Now, what do I mean why we're going to talk a little bit about respect? I mean, yeah, I respect you. You're all my subscribers. You know, you respect me. You watch my videos. That's not what I'm talking about, y'all. There seems to be an epidemic that respect has gotten to an all-time alarming point in everybody's lives, and it's like if I have something important that I'd like to share with you, okay, I am taking my voluntary time, okay, to be able to spread the knowledge, spread the words, and give you my opinion, my feedback to any particular matter, okay? And if you choose to take it, wonderful. I'm happy. I'm thankful, you know. That's a part of respect, the fact that you're willing to let me share some knowledge that I think you'd be great and you'd be nice having, okay? But the other part of respect is it goes both ways, okay? If you know that you have some knowledge that you'd like to share with somebody, and you pretty much need to get it to where, you know, the other person needs to have some too, you're not going to shove it down the throat, you know. You're just going to be able to, like, say, hey, you know, whatever, I'll pass it on. But respect goes way, 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 way beyond that. And there's some things that I've seen and I really don't like. And the sad and frustrating part is that these things can be adjusted if we just, like, fine-tuned our attitudes and our daily routines. I mean, it can be as simple as, you know, instead of saying, go get this or bring me this, it can say, hey, would you do me a favor? Could you go bring this to me, please? Okay? You gave me a direction. You gave me a time. Well, we'll get to that later, but you gave me a time, you gave me an ultimatum, and you gave me a kind of a preposition in a respectful manner, okay? And if I was to say, nah, can you do something else? That'd be kind of ignorant, right? That's not respectful. But the right thing to do is to say either, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, or yes, I can, or even, sure, I can do that. You know, it don't have to be, you know, the whole 9 yards, you know, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you know, for the whole discussion. But just knowing that you value somebody's time and patience, that's respect, you know. There's some other ways that we can respect each other, and the general concept of respect. It's just, I don't think you all see this, you know. And, you know, we all have elders, alright? And as elders, we have to remember that our young ones, no matter how old they be, whether they be 36, whether they be 12, whether they be 5, whether they be like 50s or 60s, I mean, you just never know, you know. But the point of that is, okay, they've had some time under their belt, right? They've had some time in life. It's kind of like a boss at work. You know, you respect them because they're your boss. They respect them because they're going to help you in the job. They're going to help you, hopefully, level up in the workplace. And if you just go on thinking that you're better than that guy's not going to want nothing to do with you. And quite frankly, that guy's not going to think that you're another, you know, human being, you know, just like a tool, you know. And this also goes in lieu of truck driving, okay? Truck driving tends to make use of these tools. You hear dispatchers talking about, you know, people who are second-class citizens, you know, these drivers running the industry, you know, this device that I'm shooting on, you know where it was brought to me from? A truck. This wood that I'm sitting on, that I'm shooting this video for y'all, do you know where that came from? A truck. So, you know, we go on thinking, oh, you know, well, if it wasn't in the store and I wouldn't have bought it, the company wouldn't have made money. That's not true. You know, if that guy hadn't have taken his load and delivered it to that store, no one would have made money. Okay? And a lot of times they'll get, you know, oh, well, you've ran, you know, 16 hours, and which I won't get into the whole laws and legals of it, but y'all kind of just go with me here. And, you know, you're just feeling exhausted and worn out, and you need some time, but this next load you got to pick up in half an hour, and it's about 4 hours out, and it's got to be there in 4.5 hours. So there's no way to rest. You know, these people that are, you know, detrimental to the economy are being treated like they're scum. And the thing of it is when they get up, y'all, they check their truck. They check to make sure that the roads are safe. They check to make sure that your load is safe, their load is safe. They check to make sure that what's inside of it's not going to cause an issue. They know that if they asleep behind the wheel, a truck this big is going to cause this much damage as opposed to a car this big causing this much damage, okay? Now, a car going at 70 miles an hour straight into another car is going to cause this much damage. But the idea, and for the sake of this conversation, you know, it just, the things that people do for you and the way that you talk to them and that you perceive them, that's not respect, okay? If you respect somebody, respect them like they are your best friend, okay? Say, you know, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing, or, you know, hey, you know, thank you for taking me out tonight. That was really nice. And I really enjoyed tonight's supper, and, you know, we should do this again. Maybe you may not come back, maybe you may not see it up again, but the fact that you told them, hey, you know, I really valued your time, you know, why don't we do this some other time, it really means a lot to them. You don't know how much the smallest things can make a big difference. Do you remember my couple videos ago? The smallest things make the biggest difference? Okay? That's what I'm getting at. If you just become respectful and polite, you know, we'd be a much better place, you know. And the things that are just like, I guess you want to call it labels, you know, they'll become less stressful and, you know, less hard. I mean, okay, just because I want something and you want to go to some big name place and, you know, come out at the top of their chain, does that mean that I'm any less of a person than you are? And vice versa. If I come out graduate of a medical 4-year-old, 8-year-old school, and sorry, I apologize for that, and you come haven't had, you know, work the back, you know, back room of your local, you know, diner. Does the fact that I graduated and went to med school, does that mean that I'm a better person than you because I went to school and I'm making 60, 70, even maybe 90 or 100K a year? You're out of your mind, y'all. I mean, seriously. You know, and we're all built the same, okay? And why is it that some small label or some big label makes you any different than me, okay? You may offer something that I don't offer, and I may offer something that you don't offer. But why are you putting me in a class way far down than the rest of the people, okay? Why is there even classes to begin with? That's my, you know, whole ordeal. Why do we have middle, high, and low classes, okay? Yeah, they're financially unstable. Yeah, they're economically unstable. But you know why they're economically unstable? Because you put them there. You put them there. And if we help each other out, having had gotten there, we can get to 2 classes. Those who just won't do anything to better themselves, or folks that have tried and have gotten a long way, okay? That's all about respect, you know? Just knowing that someone is not better than you. If you walk into a room, okay, today, tomorrow, right now, a month from now, a year from now, 50 years from now, if you can still make it. If you can walk into a room and see a group of people and say, you know what, I'm going to sit down because, not literally, but figuratively, because I know that I want to integrate all these people together. You know, you're not going to be able to make them all the same, but you can integrate them. You can have a conversation with them. And that's not making you better than them. You know, you're just having a talk. Now, if you go from one person to one person to one person to one person to one person and then leave, that's a different story, you know. And some of you are going to disagree with me, some of you are. But, you know, if you just, like, you know, feed off of other people instead of you just pushing everything about you on them, that's how you become, you know, respectful of others. You know that you have things to offer, but yet the people who are around you, who may be older than you, also have things to offer you that might be helpful in that hand and later on down the road. So, get to know one another and get to be, you know, in a mindset where I need to totally think about how I approach, how I talk, how I, you know, conversate, how I interact with these people. If you do that, things are going to change. And it's going to help you out. Okay? So this has been Little C with this week's TTW. Respect one another, y'all. You know, make yourself a better life, you know. And if it don't, you know, well, I can always tell you, there's one thing you can always fall back on. At least you tried, you know. And it don't mean you tried in a negative manner, in a negative respect, but you tried, okay? So, I'm out. Have a great day, a great week, and let's go ahead and keep on making the world a better place. Alright, y'all? I love y'all, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.